Hello, everybody. Welcome to the summer Twitch-a-thon. Hello, everybody on my side. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to have you guys back. Let me at least let me do my job and introduce everybody. So to my left over there we have Robbie. To my right over there we have Steven with the really cool gangster glasses, Jordan, which are now gone. Right below me is Claire, and then of course. What do they call you again? The spokesman of the fans, Zaid?
Oh yes. I am sometimes the fan spokesperson, and
Oh
other
yes.
times when I use my fancy voice, I am the voice of the con.
Ooh, fantastic, love it. And then, of course,
Ooh,
Deem,
say it again.
now we need
The
to say hello
voice,
to some of our. Oh wait, now I'm interrupting Zaid. Zaid, you sorry, you go.
hello to our fans.
Oh, hello.
Z.
and then, and then of course the most important attendee for the Twitch-a-thon, of course, the chat. So, how do you want to do this, team? Last year we did like claps and cheers and all that kind of stuff. What are we doing? What are we doing this
Emojis.
one?
Let's drop some emojis in the chat first.
Let's drop some emojis. But how are we gonna
Let's get
say?
some emojis.
How are we gonna say hi to them? I think that we should do like a air pump after every name. Okay, so we got Creep Willow, we got Miracle 24 May, we got Afro Spunk, we got Hollow Dreams, friend of the show, we got Jash Ketchum, the Quiz Knight's biggest fan, Afro Spunk, and then of course the lovely Claire Dares and Zaid in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so excited. I've been counting down the hours for the Twitch-a-thon. I'm genuinely looking forward to this. And tonight is the night that we settle a whole lot of pop culture nonsense. And then we have next. Oh, okay. So if you're new to the Twitch-a-thon, you'll learn very fast that one of my weaknesses is saying Twitch names. So
I forgot about that.
so you'll pick that up really fast. But Robbie, on the other hand, is fantastic at that. So next ZX Blitz.
I want to say Nesblitz.
Nexus Blitz.
Nexus Blitz.
He was one of our Project Springbok developers, guys.
Nexus Blitz, fantastic.
yeah.
Nexus Blitz.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh,
All right, let's get the show on the road. Tonight we are chatting controversial geek stuff, and I don't think that we have the capacity as, I guess if you want to call us a panel, if you want to call us the team, I don't think that we have the capacity to solve this ourselves. So as much as we're going to debate it amongst ourselves, the six of us on the screen, it ultimately lies in the chat's hands. So whatever chat says, passes. It will be written in the Comic-Con Africa Gospel this night. We are busy writing laws moving forward. So Zaid's pen ready. Okay, so the only condition or the only kind of prerequisite for this is that at the end of the discussion we have to have concluded something. So we can't just be like, it was kind of this person, that was kind of okay, that kind of wasn't okay. At the end of it we need to be definitive. So are you guys ready?
That's all.
Yep,
I sure am.
Ready.
Fantastic.
all day, every day, my man. All day, every day.
And then, as per usual, if chat can just confirm that they are comfortable, that chat is happy, that chat is doing well. Okay, Creepy Willow saying, ready, Jordan's got a TV. He was just like, I'm not listening to the criteria for tonight. I'm just going to put myself in a TV. Okay,
Yeah.
Nexus Blitz, Zaid for the win. Okay, I think that this is going to get pretty intense. Also, chat, if there's anything that you are like, I've always wondered this, this is your time to settle that. So we're going to start off with a couple quick fire rounds. I'm just going to open up the floor, and then chat, team, we'll take it from there. Okay, so firstly, classic Disney or modern Pixar?
Modern Pixar.
Oh, yeah?
Wait. No, wait. Quizmaster
Well,
Cal,
actually-
I have to ask the question, yeah? Right.
Yes.
Robbie has the same question. Robbie, ask him the question. Ask him.
What specifically are you asking? Because you can't just say the general term, old school Disney versus classic Pixar. What we're comparing here: storytelling, animation. Because clearly animation is going to be better,
Oh,
more
yeah.
modern because they have better tech. If you're talking
I don't
about
know.
storytelling, I would argue classic is better than modern.
You know
Modern's
what?
got a little solace for me.
You know what? You
Personal.
prepare and you prepare and you prepare for a Twitch-a-thon.
And you fail every single time, Calvin.
And then you get 10 minutes in and this happens. Okay, let's say
don't know.
let's go with overall. So we'll say I think you're right. Or you know what, Robbie, I beg to differ, because I think that some people would say that the old school kind of traditional Disney animation style has its own very special place, and that it might be lost from the CGI that's in modern Pixar. So I don't know. I think let's go broad.
So I'm going to say that it's classic Disney for me because I saw artists in the classic Disney studios drawing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Can I say something? I want to agree with Claire Bear because she's amazing, but more than that, it's also a classic Disney because classic Disney movies are movies that can make you fall in love. I give to you the Little Mermaid song, right? Now's your moment. La, la,
Of course, that would be Zayd's favorite song.
Of
Of course, that's Zayd's favorite song.
Oh, you better do it soon.
Love it, Zay. Love it. I'm falling in love with you right now.
There you go, right. I put it to you, Quizmaster Kial, that there is not a single Pixar movie that has a song that will make you fall in love.
That is a good point. That is a
Ouch.
very good point. Yeah,
Ouch.
that one stings.
So
Sorry,
But
Pixar.
actually,
Pixar
I was gonna
films
I was gonna
hit
say
hard
no,
in
give
the
them a
heart.
break, but
I think
no,
that-
he's got a point. I don't know any
Pixar-
of the modern songs, but all the old school
Pixar's a
Disney
bit
songs.
motivational, though, I must say. Moana is pretty
Mhm.
motivational. Maybe not make you fall in love, but she's very motivational. But I think I'll speak on behalf of the 80s, all the 80s kids, man. So Clay and Zayd, we're the only 80s kids in this group, so we're the only
When
ones.
did that happen? When did that happen?
We're the
What are
only
you talking
ones
about? We got
that
three
can
80s
speak.
and three 90s. We're an even split.
Yeah.
we
right
really
now.
are. We really are.
Are you 90s? I think isn't Calvin like a 2000s kid?
I
97,
just made it in.
97,
I
Yes,
just made
Sean
it
is
in.
95, correct?
I
Am I
ahead with
Via hated. So yeah, so for me, classic is always king.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they definitely classic guy. Also, you know what I used to love was on the film you used to get these like little ink splotches during the course of the
Yeah.
which showed the authenticity of the filming and stuff like that.
100%.
I
Okay,
like
wait,
a
hold
bit
on.
of like
Pause there, Steve. Sukuri 231, thank you so much. You are now haunting the stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate. Thank you so much.
Calvin, did you not change the?
Robbie, just let it
You
happen,
have,
okay?
like, 3 jobs.
that was
during a stream.
that was from our Halloween stream. But you know what? Zayd thought it was Christmas earlier. It's just become one
So,
deceptive
yeah.
thing across, you know. But looking past that, while Robbie laughs at my failure, looking at the chat, Creep Willow saying old school Disney over the new. Okay, so that's 1-2 old school Disney. Modern Pixar wins for me overall. Look at Ratatouille, so good. Hollow Dream saying, Creep Willow saying I agree with Zayd. Josh Ketchum saying I'm assigned with modern Pixar. Afrospunk, modern Pixar films, classic Disney film, retail, established laws. That's a fantastic point. And also what I've done is, if you look in the chat, I've actually put up a poll so that if you don't quite really want to justify your answer, but you want to have an input, you can just say modern Disney, old Pixar. And at the moment, modern Pixar is sitting on 40% and old Disney is sitting on 60%. So... Also,
Classic Disney it is.
I think so. Well, yeah, classic Disney. It looks like it's winning.
Well, it's fluctuating.
It
It's not
is.
40 it's 50-50 again.
It's 50-50. You know what? I think I'm gonna
44-56.
I'm gonna
40,
give that a
60?
minute, and then we'll see what it's doing. Also, Judy CCA. Hello, Judy.
Hello, Judy.
Hey, Judy!
All right. You know what? Stop the count. Okay, while that one carries on, I think I'm going to open up the floor to the next one. We'll wait until that one kind of settles out, and then we'll get a verdict over there. While we wait for that, on to the next one. Now this is something pretty interesting, and we use this as a thing on the socials post. Is 3D immersive?
Totally. Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Oh, 3D, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, 3D like
understand.
I think your
cinema.
question should be
Yeah.
is 2D immersive. I'll
Oh.
twist that question. If 2D is not immersive, then surely 3D is immersive, right?
I don't know. I'm
Wait,
not
wait,
on
wait, wait.
the.
I'm confused. I'm
Yeah,
confused
So,
now.
Wait,
so,
hold on.
so for me, what's immersive about the cinema, right, is that there's like it's massive and the sound is really good. Like the sound is a big role to play in making cinema, and like the darkness around you, you know. So, like honestly, when I'm at home using my projector and my decent speakers, I'm like, yes, I'm totally in it. And I
Yeah.
don't think 3D, personally for me, adds to the experience like that much. I think it gets a bit fiddly.
You know, Claire,
It's cool, but fiddly.
I have to agree with you. I feel like 3D is just like watching a normal movie with extra steps. You know what I mean? I feel like it doesn't make it like, whoa, that was insane. And I can remember back in the day with like Monsters versus Aliens, there was always that one scene that they had to show off that the movie was in 3D with like the ping pong paddle and the ball coming to you. Like that's even gone now. So
Yeah.
you're watching a 2D movie in 3D. Is it really worth it? I don't think so. Robbie, Steven, Zay, George?
It
don't-
depends. It depends, right? Like, see, I think that if you're watching one of those Pixar movies, now here I will grant you a Pixar movie, right? Because if you're watching a Pixar movie, because they're doing it like like with the intention that it's probably going to be in 3D, then you can get the hey.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. The question you got to ask yourself is on a level of to hey that where does the movie take you?
Yeah.
So if you get the effect, then hey, yeah, nearly kick something over here, right? Then worth it, you know. But I think the bigger question comes to whether or not, right, you are paying for the movie tickets or not. If you are paying for the movie tickets, don't waste your time with 3D. If somebody is paying for the movie tickets for you, do the thing.
How often does that happen in your case, Said?
Especially
How
if someone
often
is
does that happen?
especially if someone's
being honest.
expecting you to buy the TV, then it is definitely not worth 3D because those glasses
Yeah.
always last. They run out of battery. They're just a nightmare.
Wait, so you mean you can't
me,
use the
if it's-
3D glasses to watch a 3D TV?
Yes. What?
I
Yeah,
thought
you
you
still
could.
need to use the glasses, I think.
No, like I mean, like this one over here. Where's this thing?
Which ones do you have? The green and the red one?
No, man, I got
Cool.
that one's in the cinema.
Old school. The one that you can like watch the solar eclipse of.
I will have you
I think-
know that we use X-rays for that where I come from, Stephen. Okay?
To watch the solar eclipse, use
Check your
X-rays.
privilege.
Well done,
Check your
man.
privilege.
You have
Check your
access to
privilege.
X-rays.
It's all I'm gonna say.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Well,
George,
to-
Robbie.
Clearly, Zayd needed quite a
to-
few
to-
X-rays in his
to
time.
get back on topic here, I'm gonna agree with Nexus Blitz because
Yeah.
the crux of the conversation was, does it help with the immersion? Those kind of little things don't do anything. Like Nexus says, honestly, at the end of the day, immersion would be based on how the story drags you in, how you interact and empathize with the characters in the film. Sound design plays a massive role on kind of making things feel real, like you are there in the set.
Yes.
3D is just
This is what I think.
3D is just a little spice that they put in. It doesn't do anything. If the story's not good, if the characters aren't good, if the sound isn't done well, you don't feel like you're there. A good movie is
Yeah.
one that can literally make you feel like this is happening to you as well as the characters on screen at any given moment. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
They're
Nexus
more
for
important
graphics.
things than
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay.
I agree, but at the same time, whenever I see like new innovations that are like more immersive, like smell-o-vision. Have you guys ever heard of smell-o-vision?
So hold
That
that
is-
thought quickly, George. Brian Peters, hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for following.
Hey,
Yeah!
Brian!
What up,
All right,
George
George.
and Mike.
Smell-o-vision. I'm all ears.
So basically what the company sells you is like 5 or 6 different scents and fans behind them. And it can detect, it's good at providing smells to Minecraft because it has like a smell set for like Minecraft. So if you're somewhere grassy, it kind of picks up the colors in the scene and like,
Wow.
I don't know, it makes your room smell like grass. if you're in somewhere icy, it smells like water.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Watch Claire. Watch Claire. I'm not saying watch Claire. I'm saying watch Claire. Just followed. So thank you so much. Watch Claire. Thank you so much.
Watch Claire.
Watch Claire. If you've just followed and you're like, like her name is Claire. That's the context around the joke.
So wait, so what you're saying is that this one time in the cinema, the smell-o-vision over there was actually boiled egg.
No,
I don't think the cinema invested in smell-o-vision just yet.
That's been in theaters for years.
I had my mouth open the whole
In fact,
time.
it's probably in your lounge right now, mate.
All right, let's just bring this back home to chat. Josh Ketchum saying you can't name a more immersive experience than Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D with the red and blue paper glasses.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's
I'm
really
not
true.
going to deny the man.
The OG.
Hey,
That was one of my good Spy Kids.
that was good. That was good. Creep Willow saying 2D over 3D. Brian Pizzas, our new friend, saying 3D is spoon feeding. It's a gimmick. Hollow Dream saying some 3D movies were amazing, like Avatar and Alice in Wonderland, which I agree. But at the end of the day, just as a bit of a side note, our previous modern Disney, old Pixar vibe, that's old Disney won that. Hey, so old Disney won that in chat. So having said that, we're gonna go with 2D winning this one because I want to open up the poll afresh when we start with the next one. So you guys have like maybe 15 seconds to get your new vote in on 3D or 2D if you're watching and you don't really want to justify your answer, but you want to contribute, hop on into that poll. So are you guys ready for the next one? Do you guys feel like, is everybody happy landing on 2D and 3D isn't that immersive?
It's a gimmick.
I'll accept it. It's I mean, Nexus Blitz made a very, very compelling argument.
100%.
As far as and now I've been convinced. So if movie experiences could be as convincing as his argument, then we would definitely go for 3D. But alas.
All right, Brian Pizza's just wrapping up saying Jaws was pretty crap. Can I say crap? Bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Crap. Yeah. Jaws was pretty crap.
Pretty crud.
Yeah. Wasn't that the last 3D film ever made, or did they try again and fail again? Josh Ketchum saying, I remember Spy Kids 4 had smell-o-vision in theaters. They gave you these paper scratch and sniff sheets. I mean, it's original. So there's scratch and sniff now.
That's amazing.
I can't say I actually saw Spy Kids 4. I didn't know they implemented smell-o-vision so many years ago.
Little Red Fox, hello. Thank you so much for joining again.
Welcome.
All right, I'm gonna end the 3D poll real quick. 2D won that one. 2D seems to be a lot better over there. On to the next one, and this is great because we've met both these people, Nolan North or Troy Baker.
It's like asking to pick between
Retro
your kids.
replay is my answer.
That's not fair.
Both of them, Steve.
Retro
Yeah,
replay.
but I agree with Steve. There should be a third option in your poll, Calvin. Please put
But they're
this in
different.
both.
They're different. I mean, Nolan North does more like cartoon.
You're asking me to pick between both my children. How dare you? How dare you? I love them both for different reasons. How dare you?
Oh my.
Okay, wait.
Did
Robbie
Robbie just call them his children?
Yeah, let me help you.
What?
Let's reframe it to make them more like choosing
Imagine that
between each of your parents.
Yeah.
All that, fine. Sure, let's go with that. Either way, still, how dare you?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes it wouldn't be the worst thing to choose between parents, but that's another debate.
Oh,
But
that's another kind of right there.
Controversy reigns.
Okay. Let me frame the discussion for you, right? On one hand, you have one of those chaps who is a voice in your ear the whole way through 8 hours of gameplay. And on the other hand, you have the other bra, right, who is a voice in a movie for like an animated movie for like an hour and a half. Who pisses you off less? Maybe that should be the question.
I mean, that's a really interesting way to phrase that question, Zaid. I don't know. I think I've the games. Look, my genre of games always leads to Nolan North, so I'm a Nolan fan. But Hollow Dreams disagrees and says that's a tough one. But Troy Baker.
I think that because we want Nolan North and Troy Baker to come to Comic Con Africa in the future, that this poll ends right here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
we
Little
gotta
Red
get a
Fox
draw
saying,
then.
I remember some of the panels they did at the con in person. It left me in stitches. I mean, they're a great group of people, so that's fantastic.
They definitely are. Definitely.
All right, let's
It's
see what
taller in person.
they're taller in person.
Yeah, like I didn't expect. I just imagined them to be shorter. You know,
Yeah.
like you know, like when you hear their voices, like just the way the pitch came into my ear based on what I was playing and watching. I imagined them to be like here, you know. But in actual fact, they were like there, and I was like, "This is some bullshit, right here." You know, this is
Zaid, I would say that I think everybody's taller in person compared to you, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a new conversation topic. Let's move on.
Well, just to
Should we start another show? Just like
This
just
is becoming
nights.
this is a different kind of episode of this, I feel.
All right,
I'm
I
really
think
glad that
The roast with Comic Con.
all right,
you see, Steven's poof at the top of your adds like 7 centimeters.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why, you know. Like, see, even me,
He
I
was
look
thinking
taller if I
about
had
that
to
for
do
a
the-
while. He was thinking about that.
You know?
Took too long to come back.
No,
Took
but-
too long, Zaid. Your comeback took too long.
all right, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Leonard Vindel in the chat saying Nolan for me, but looking at our poll, Nolan is up 4 votes with Troy only getting 2. So I think that we've cemented that one. Okay, are you ready? I promise you, like this is like the quick fire round. This is just warming you up and getting your analytical brains ready.
I have insider knowledge what the
Quick
next
fire.
question is, and I want to say I'm so ready for it. I'm
So-
so ready for it.
And I'm glad that you mentioned this, Claire, because it's also something that we've given the fans a chance to think about, because it's been on the socials post. And it's been the kind of question that I've used around the office to be like, oh, you know, we're just going to do this thing on Twitch if you want to join. Who is the better Batman?
Has anyone heard of a man called Job Bluth,
All right, hold on.
aka Will on it,
Do-
aka
yes,
Batman?
So we just have to say thanks to Roxanne Blumenthal.
In the
Thank you
Lego
so
movie.
much. Can we get a cheer for Roxanne? Hey! Awesome.
I'm
Okay,
here.
so Claire, you were saying Will on it. Tell me more.
In the Lego movies, because the Lego movies are amazing, and what a great voice he did in that movie.
Mhm.
I mean, he nailed it. Like that was Batman. Like I felt like he was in the room.
Yeah,
That's all we
100%.
have to go on. Is
So,
his voice, which is great.
Zayn, I'm very interested to hear what you have to say.
I'm confused now. I'm confused. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about like the person who made you feel that this would be Batman if Batman were real, right? Or the person with the best version of the voice? Because
Okay,
that's two
so
different
maybe-
things you're asking.
The fair,
That's
fair,
very vague.
fair. Maybe my answer's not very serious, but
Mhm.
I am a big fan, so that's my answer. I'm sticking with it.
I don't know. I think.
I'm gonna go and answer this one.
Yeah, I'm here for you, Steve.
I'm gonna go with either like Christian Bale brings one aspect, right, of like that like youthy boldness.
Does he?
And then Michael Keaton as well.
I'm gonna be controversial.
Okay.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
Nothing wrong with
actually
that.
not controversial at
Nothing wrong
all.
with that.
I'm going to be controversial and say Val Kilmer.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty controversial, dude.
Val Kilmer. Right. Okay. Here, let me
I'm
tell
sorry,
you
I'm
why.
behind you with Val Kilmer. I'm behind.
Oh,
Right. If you were to ask me, right, at different phases in my life, right, like I would have different people be
Yeah,
like the
mine
ideal
was- yes,
Batman,
yes.
right? But if I had to look at which version of Batman was like for the movies for the longest time, even when I was reading a comic book, I thought, okay, this would be Batman. It had to be Val Kilmer, because somewhere, it's too high up, right? When I watched Batman Forever, I mean, not to say the fact that it wasn't a great movie, I was like, I want to be like this over here. Check. I want to be like this over here. By the time Christian Bale came about, but when George Clooney came out, I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm out, right? Then when Christian Bale came in, I was like, okay. But by that time, I couldn't like believe him as the Batman. You know, I was still stuck on Val. But then Affleck came, I was like, no, this over here. This is the O. But the OG, right? The OG, Michael Keaton is timeless, right? Michael Keaton is like, if Batman were to be a concept, it would be Michael Keaton. But if Batman were to be a bra, it'd be Val Kilmer. That's my story.
So
like
what I've done is
thinking
I
there.
feel
I
like
like
there's a like very divided opinions over here. So I've opened up the poll and I've put Val, Ben, Christian Bale, and Michael Keaton in. I think that the chat will do what the chat does, right? I have to respond to who was it? Asking if it was a animation or live adaptation. Afro Spunk. Well, you see, that was actually my secret weapon because I was gonna walk in here and be like, Kevin, what's his name? Kevin. I want to say Conroy.
Kevin Conroy is the voice.
But that's the thing, right?
Oh,
That's
Kevin
the thing.
Conroy is the O.
That was gonna be like my sneak in there, whip everybody out. So I don't know.
That's my option.
Is that also your option?
That was my option. No one asked me my option. Batman the Animated Series holds a special place in my heart, though. That's why.
It's fantastic.
I literally grew up on that series. So
Sure.
for me, I love
Can
it.
someone at least give me one pretty vote for Val Kilmer? Like, can there at least be like
Shame,
one
Zaid.
pretty
Give it
vote?
to yourself,
Because
Zaid.
nobody's voting.
Vote. Give it to yourself.
No, I can't. That would be shameful.
Also just catching
Brian
up.
Peters says,
Yeah.
Brian Peters here. Read Brian Peters' comment, Calvin. Brian Peters is speaking the gospel right there.
Yes, excellent, but I haven't changed my mind to Val Kilmer and Christian Bale would be. But I have changed my mind to Val Kilmer. Sorry about that. And Christian Bale would be a third after Michael. So there we go, Zaid. There we go.
Thank you. I
Convincing
feel better now.
mandate.
And then also Kazmaz in the chat saying Bale. Sakuri231, one of our friends from tonight, saying I have to go with Adam West, you guys. Adam West.
Well,
The
Yes.
original.
Funny and informative. Afro Spunk saying Kevin Conroy OG. So I don't know. There's so many. But I think you know what the chat is. The chat is leading heavily to Ben. So almost 50, almost half of everybody is.
So
Yo.
if
This
DC
one's
ever
for the
did like
chat.
a Batverse, how
Yeah.
many people would watch it? Like, if they got all the Batmen who are still alive to play Batman again somehow, in some way, you know, like Spider-Verse, but like a Batverse kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
What are your
I'd watch
guys'
it in
thoughts?
3D. I'd watch it in 3D.
Can we quickly circle to Brian Peters' comment saying Prince, the Bat Dance? I need to know more about
Yes.
that. What, Zaid, inform.
Oh, it was the best thing ever. It was the best thing ever, right?
Yeah.
So I want to take you back to a glorious time in our history, the year of our Lord 1989.
Yes.
It was when the Batman movie came out, and that was the theme song. Just do a bad dance. Just, I
Yes.
want you to feel something. I don't know the words now, but I want you to feel it.
Oh yeah.
Keep going, Jay. Keep going.
Can I just check? Can I
You
just check?
have to be there.
Oh, okay.
Calvin, did the word Prince
What
not
does-
give you a clue that it might be something musical?
No. So I had the idea, but then it's like I know Prince was very theatrical. So like, did he do Batman the musical or? But I'm glad that I have Zaid's.
I
input now.
was just checking that
Wealth of
you're not
knowledge.
so young that you don't know
No.
Prince. That's
I
why was
know
checking.
Prince. I know Prince. All right, I think I'm gonna pull the plug on this. Oh, I can't pull the plug on this one. Okay, I can pull the plug on this one. It just changed right now. So was it Ben and Bale like neck and neck racing to the end?
Ooh.
And then literally as I
Ooh.
was like, sorry guys, we're gonna have to end it over here. Bale took the lead. So we got 6 votes on
Oh.
Bale, 5 votes on Ben, and then 1 vote on Michael.
I'm good with those results. Oh, nice. Eh?
Yeah. Little Red Fox saying.
Thanks, that was for Little Red Fox.
Oh, nice. All right, you ready for the next one? I think that this is our last, call it quick fire, or it's the last quick fire that I'm gonna do, and then we'll move on to the broader ones. Okay, so we've had the Batman one, and I feel like that went out of hand because there were so many options, right? But now we're gonna go from who was the best Batman to who was the best Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Man.
Okay, now Calvin, I have to ask the question because you know what my answer is.
I
don't
know.
wanna make sure.
I know what yours is.
Are we saying Spider-Man, as in it has to be like a Peter Parker, or can it be any Spider-Man?
I think.
In which case, I'm choosing Spider-Gwen because Spider-Gwen for the win.
Yes, you did. You mentioned that. But I actually think that I'm gonna go with let's call them the Trinity of Spider-Man. There's Tom, there's Andrew, and then there is
Oh, boring actors. Okay.
Toby. So I think let's go for those three.
Tobey Maguire, too broody to be actual good Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, I
Too
really enjoyed.
broody to be
He was way too broody to be Spidey. Spidey is supposed to be funny, quippy, and lighthearted.
And young.
Way too broody.
I think I agree with you though. I think
he would have been better as Batman than Spider-Man.
I think
For the win.
some stature just makes him closer linked to Spidey, just because he's young, he's more petite in size, and he's got more energy, man. I think if you look at his I just love his audition tapes. I always watch his audition tapes to just look back at it, like how much he's nailed the role in itself, you know. Not too serious, but also his character is very teachable as well. So he's always trying to listen. He's always trying to hear, and I don't think you would have got that with any of the other two either.
He chooses Tom. I'm gonna go with Andrew because I just enjoyed his personality. He was very quippy for me as a Spider-Man. Claire?
The truth is, I feel like I've only really engaged with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. So I don't know. I've just got a special place in my heart for him because
Did you watch the other two, or is it just?
Well, I've seen Tom Holland, but I mean, I feel like Tobey is really connected. Like, what else is there, guys? Connection.
High school crush.
I have to agree with you, Claire. I think I'm also gonna go with Toby. I think that was like when growing up, like that was the Spider-Man of my time. So I think all the promotional material I was fed had Toby's face on it. So for some weird reason, I feel inclined to say Toby was the best.
I personally think.
no other good reason.
No other logical reason.
Yeah,
I personally think Tom brought the most of the role. I mean, he's young enough, so he kind of shows off that kind of like young, shy kind of side of Spider-Man, whilst balancing the kid with superpowers.
Mm-hmm. Zaid, you
guys,
look like you're pondering up a
confused.
storm.
I am, because Steven made a very, very compelling argument for Tom Holland, but that was very nicely counterbalanced by what Claire Bear said. And then, of course, now Robbie just threw in Andrew Garfield with this. So I'm going to be that guy and say that, no, I'm not really sure. I'll tell you why. You see, Tom Holland, okay, so Tobey Maguire set the benchmark for me. He made me believe that a man could poop, right? So, wrong pipe. Yeah, so he made me believe that a man could poop, and I went through this whole thing, because when that movie came out, I was in Standard 9, and when that movie came out, there was like a Spider-Man ice cream, and you could get Spider-Man toys from KFC, and I was there in high school now, trying to justify why I needed this thing and why I suddenly needed to do the spider crouch. So Toby made me believe that a man could poop. Andrew Garfield, I never really bought into him, but his spider mannerisms, I felt that he was more Spider-Man-y, right, as compared to Tobey Maguire, who just seemed like a superhero. But Tom Holland, I feel, is the best. He has the best of both, So I'm going to say that I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, well,
you basically just said Tom Holland.
No, I said that he brings together the best of both, right? But it's like Claire Bear said, I'm not really I haven't really embraced him yet as my Spider-Man. I think that he may very well become my Spider-Man, but at the moment, it sort of feels like Tobey Maguire is like that ex that, that was like that started out for me. And Andrew Garfield was the person that I thought about cheating with, but then Tom Holland is the new deal, but I'm still longing for that X in a way. Like if that X came back, with the new suit, I'd do it.
After Spider-Man 3, After Spider-Man 3.
I said what I said. I said what I said.
All right,
I
let's
said what I said, and I said it in the Twitch-a-thon, y'all.
All right, let's wrap this one
Sorry,
up.
stick
Okay,
into
so
it.
firstly, let's consult chat. Chat saying Little Red Fox saying Tom, Afro Spunk saying controversial take over here, but I'm going to go with Toby. Hollow Dream saying Holland. Creep Willow saying unfortunately Tom. So I think that there's like a little bit of conflict of interest over there.
Please read Brian Peters' comment. Please, Calvin, please.
All right, I'm getting there. Little Red Fox said Tom Holland's lip sync battle though, guys. Like those Spidey dance moves. Can you even? Leonard saying I enjoyed Tom's performance. Little Red Fox saying it's too soon 3000, but Tom in the last Avengers scene. And then
Right.
Brian Peters. I like Rabobby. Rabobby, is that it? The original TV series
Oh,
dubbed
Calvin,
to...
you failed.
It's okay. You take this one, Steven.
Rabubi.
Rabobby.
Rabubi.
Rabobby.
Rabobi.
Hey,
The
this is
original
like,
TV series dubbed in.
this is like aesthetic all over
Come on,
again.
Brian. Brilliant, Brian.
Claire and myself had a not a heated debate, but an argument over. I know how I say aesthetic wrong, and apparently it's aesthetic. Is it?
Aesthetic. It wasn't a heated debate. It was a learning session. It was a learning session from me to you.
I'm just.
I feel like when Calvin does say it, he has to wear his mask in the office. When he says it, this is gonna be a spray.
But then I forgot how to say the damn word. Oh, so I've just gone back to basics, Claire. It's aesthetic. But definitely Neil Patrick Harris for the animated series says Creep Willow. I think let's wrap this one up. Also in the poll, Tom won that one, so we've settled on Tom tonight, you guys. Okay, so now we're moving to a little bit more of a broader kind of discussion. So it's not like is it this one or is it this one? It's more like if this was an exam, these would be your 5-mark questions. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to go out of the order over here, but after how many installments does a saga stop being good?
It depends on the saga.
I'm gonna say 3.
Ooh.
After 3, you're pushing it. So
I
first,
don't know.
everyone knows the first installment's always the best because it hits the ground running, especially if it's really good. Well, the reason you're getting more installments is because you hit the ground running and it was good. The second one is sometimes pushing it, but a lot of times it's good because at least it builds more on the information you didn't get in the first one, so it's still enjoyable because it's more to learn. But then after that, it gets a little bit pushy because now you either have explained everything in the second installment or you have to make some bullshit up for it to continue.
So
I'd say pushing it.
at
I
3?
disagree a bit.
So just before,
So I think.
oh, hold on 2 seconds, Rose. I just want to Afro Spunk saying, is that a jab at Star Wars? No. So this question originally comes from a chat that we were having where there's like hidden in the yard. Number 7, you know, like those really cheesy ass horror movies where there's like number 7 or like Scary Movie 11 or something like that. That's more to what like Star Wars on its own as a self-contained experience is fantastic. Right?
I'm gonna answer this question.
I think it really depends on the source material. Like Lord of the Rings was a trilogy, and so was The Hobbit a trilogy, but they're in the same connected universe. And I think both separate trilogies were excellent. So I think really depends on the source material. And as Steven said, they could be Sharknado 50 or Clownnado 2. I'd love to see Clownnado 2.
There's a Clownnado.
There's a
Where
Clownnado.
have you been, Zaid?
Bergville.
Okay.
I want to say that I'm going to go with Robbie here. The only exception would be if and I see over there that over here in the comment there's a nice question over here as well where somebody was asking after how many like spaces should a saga stop. But I'm going to say that if you're taking sagas like where after the third one when they start like doing things from the other side, from the villain's perspective, and adding new lore to it, then I'm okay with that. But I do feel it starts becoming a bit contrived. So I'm going to go with Robbie on this one, Olivia. 3. One's good, 2 is a homer, 3 is forcing. After that, Sharknado.
All right. So are we landing on 3? So
Let me say it.
Are we landing on 3? Everybody happy with 3? So chat, there was like a little bit of an interruption with the stream side. So if you lost a little bit over there, everything should be connected and fine now. If it's not,
Yeah,
hit us up.
and then it's all good.
Is it good?
From what I can see? I'm watching the stream right now. It's good.
Okay.
Sorry, Quizmaster Cal, can I just take a moment to acknowledge Brian Peters?
Yes.
Because I feel Brian Peters and I are connected at the soul. Because he's saying, I found Fast and Furious 9 lacked the originality of the previous 8. I've only watched 6 of them and I watched them last night. I was telling the guys about this just before we started. Let me tell you something, guys. I was hardcore against Fast and Furious. I was like, this is horse apples right here. But you know what? It is bloody entertaining TV. I sat last night and I finished watching those movies at like 5:30 this morning, you know? And it was only because I was like, man, I gotta go bath and go to work just now, you know? And I stopped for a bit. But I've gone all 9. So I think that as long as the saga, you know, has enough of the old stuff that keeps it, you know, like true to the saga, enough of the new stuff, then you're like, okay. And just enough fan service to keep you going, then you can go on forever. So, yeah, from that perspective, I agree with Steven. Now I'm confused now, because at first I was agreeing with Robbie, now I'm agreeing with Steven. Claire, save me, Claire Bear. Tell me what to do. And Claire Bear is stunned.
That was a scary frame to be frozen on.
Yeah.
Are you there, Claire?
I think she's catching up, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Just
worried
wait.
about my. Oh, there we go. I feel like is this video not quite so intensive on the airwaves? I don't know if you
No, all good, Clay.
Clay's got one eye on the president's address tonight and one eye on chat as well, guys. She's multitasking. That's exactly why.
Yeah, that's an 8. That's an 8.
She's waiting for the president to say, guys, we can host an event again. Yes.
So, Steve, are we taking bets again on what the president's going to say? Are you in the pool? Because Master Cloud, you want to buy into the pool?
Get in the pool, man. Get in the pool.
I'm really nervous. I'm just gonna.
Come on.
I don't know.
Okay, so here's how it works. See, right, you either bet with me or against me, and there are Zingo wings in it for you.
That's a tempting offer, Zaid. That's a very tempting offer. But there's some. Speaking of hot zinger wings, there's some other hot topics I want to get to, and then
how to deflect 101.
Very nice, Quiz Master Cloud. Very nice.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. This is more genre specific or fandom specific, and George, you actually brought this up originally. You were saying, who should be the next James Bond / who would be a good James Bond?
Yeah.
There we go. Let's see. Open it up.
Awesome. But that was a really long time ago.
Like a month ago.
Last year.
That was a month ago.
Who was up to be Bond? So I don't know. I think Idris Elba, he was applying to get the role, but yeah, I don't know. It's between Superman and that other guy. Please help me out. Where's Tabang when we need him?
I don't know who that other guy is. Let's catch up with chat quickly. NA13IL, friend of the show. Hey, NA13IL. I always wished Clive Owen would play James Bond, and Brian Peters adding to that, Idris Elba. Been rooting for him since his name first came up, so that's fantastic.
Right.
I think that maybe this is like a little bit of I don't know, maybe he's played too many roles like this, but I think that Liam Neeson would be a good James Bond.
Oh, too old.
Too old?
Too old.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so only because I stopped watching Fast and Furious at episode 6, I'm gonna say Luke Evans, right? Because I think he's hot. But if I were to go purely by like flair for it, right? I think Henry Cavill is at the moment a bit too overly exposed. So you know that guy Nicholas Hoult, he plays the Beast.
Which movie? The Beast?
Nicholas Hoult and X-Men.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
I think that he'd be a different take on it, but maybe he's a bit too soft for the thing. So I would like to see.
got a bit of a baby face for a Bond.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, so see, Idris Elba, right? What I like about it is that, like, like Bond could be anyone, and even like when you look at it, like, like it's something new because Bond is not really a person; it's a designation, 007, So it could be anyone,
Exactly.
I would like
The
to
other
see a
guy-
new face. I would like
The
to
other
see
guy
a
was Tom
new face.
Hardy.
Tom
Tom
Hardy.
Hardy.
No, not Tom Hardy.
But he was cast though. That's where the whole
What?
I had to Google it. I was like, what's that other what's his name's Tom Hardy. I'll show you it's from the Vulcan Reporter.
I would not peg this guy as a Bond. He doesn't give that Bond vibe.
Tom
Like,
Hardy. Tom Hardy is
yeah.
Venom and Bane.
Yeah, he doesn't give that Bond vibe. Like Idris gives that Bond vibe.
The name is Bond.
So I've got two people up, right?
Yeah.
I would go with either Lupita Nyong'o or Denai Guerrera, purely because I feel like it's time for
Ready for a lady.
time for female Bond, and I don't see why not. I don't see why it should be limited
you.
to
Yeah.
a British male either. Although that's what historically that's what it's about. But I strongly think that a woman should be a 007 agent too.
Okay, so wait. Now let me ask you a question, right? Do you want a woman to be 007 or do you want a woman to be James Bond? Because what if there was a story where James Bond, right, is not 007 anymore? Because that seems to be where the current story is. Like there's a designation of James of 007, right? But they don't want James in that role. So what are you saying? So you want a 007, right, to be female, but they would also not be James Bond. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah,
Wait, but
that's
isn't
exactly
double-
it. And I think
007, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
remember
007's the designation. James Bond is his name.
yeah,
Yes,
but I mean, like,
007
it's obviously
designation.
it's obviously always been about the guy behind the title, right? And
Yeah,
and like you're
James
saying,
Bond
that it's
specifically.
obviously the way I see or what I was always seeing, that it's moving away from the individual as a man, but as the highest ranking official.
Either which way, can I just say that, right, guys, can we please strongly petition for Denai and Lupita to come to the next con, because I'm such a major fan. I have a huge crush on Denai, and I'm pretty sure that she would find me rather smashing.
I'm also pretty sure that she's 6 feet taller than you.
It's okay. I can be her Tokolosh. It's fine.
So,
All right,
so looking at chats,
Yeah.
we've got NA13IL saying they think Chris Hemsworth could do it. Creep Willows thinking about how about Taron Egerton? Interesting choice. Afro Spunk is thinking either Henry Cavill. They also said if Kate Blanchett wasn't old, she'd make an awesome 007. Lashana is confirmed to be the next 007 in No Time to Die. Oh, okay. So the next 007 is confirmed to be of the first female Bond. Yeah, and then someone else just reiterating. Brian Peters also reaching. Lashana Lynchett is the new 007.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank
So
you.
we already have the new 007.
Hey, so that was some fantastic input. Thank you, everybody. I appreciated that. We are getting more in depth than I thought that we would. So we're running out of time. I had like a cool little category, and we were going to stack it down. It was going to get like broader and broader, but I feel like we've already got those creative juices flowing. So I'm gonna hop over to the more the biggest comic controversies of 2010, right? So now the first one, and Zaid, I'm very interested to hear your point of view on this, because I think that you have some legal influence over here. But is it fair to copyright a vehicle, right? So this is actually these things that I'm talking about now are actually cases that have been taken to court. They've been settled in court, and there was a verdict on them. So let me give you a little bit of context over here. Oh, now I've completely lost it.
Are you talking about how people made Batmobiles and then they got sued for it?
Yeah, so listen over here. So it says the US District Court ruled that Batmobile is subject to copyright because the Batmobile itself is a fictional character in the Batman franchise. So does that mean that the car is copyrightable? Would you? So I think that another question that kind of stems from this is, are vehicles characters?
I don't think it comes to that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
I think it's
say
the legalities of like owning a design.
Knight Rider.
What?
Knight
Knight
Rider?
Rider.
Yeah.
I think say that again, Robbie.
For me, I was saying the legalities. I think is basically it's like having copyrights to a design. So like the specific shape, the shell of the vehicle, is what's under copyrights. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
feel the question
I
is
own
the question is more like,
because the thing is,
I feel like the question is
for
more like, what do we
example,
feel?
Hyundai-
Like not.
No. These are an actual legal case where a person made a Batmobile and got sued by Warner Brothers. I think it was Warner Brothers. I can't remember who, because it was the Batmobile, because the design itself.
Was it the guy from Gotham Garage? Have you seen that?
I don't remember. I remember the case Calvin's referencing though.
I'm gonna say something here, right? So I think
it
is
was.
like with the Batmobile. I think the only registered licensed people to actually copy that is Mercedes or BMW, if I'm not mistaken, right? But there's another take on this. If we're gonna say that copywriting somebody making a car or replicating a car is it breaks copyright rules or is illegal, then cosplay will be illegal because it's under the same, and it'll fall under the same bracket.
So
Then
context.
Then fan art would be illegal too. Then Zayd drawing on a cover of a blank comic book would be illegal too. So I mean, where do we draw the line between giving people creative license and also limiting fans to engage in something that they've fallen in love with?
I think we need to.
Such a very fine line.
Yeah.
They always kind of consider the context that it's in. So the guys from Gotham Garage are awesome. I totally recommend you guys hook over to like Discovery Channel or History Channel to watch them. They're great. So basically what the guys at Gotham Garage do is they buy like old cars and pimp them out and sell them at a profit. So I don't think DC or Warner would have a problem with Steven, you taking your car and turning it into a Batmobile, or Robbie, you turning your car into a Batmobile. They'd have a problem with you turning it into a Batmobile and then selling it at a premium price. Same with the cosplayers.
Just said that same thing in chat. He says, I think you can make your own version of the Batmobile for fun, but you can't make a Batmobile and sell it as a Batmobile.
Exactly. And the guys at Gotham Garage in a recent season on Netflix, on their show Netflix, they got the plans to a really classic car. It's called a Futura, right? And yeah, at the end of the season, they started making Futuras for any collectors who wanted them. So I think that's pretty much what their model was. So they might have been making Batmobiles for collectors on custom order, and then DC went, whoa, you know, hang on.
It really boils down to like the fact of when you create stuff, when you open yourself up to this fandom or this reality that we face now, is are you making a Batmobile and selling it as an endorsed official Batmobile from DC, signed by everybody, and is that what you're doing? Or are you just creating I mean, obviously the price doesn't really matter. The price should never matter, because you'd get a billionaire that would spend $1 billion on a Batmobile purely because he loves the Batmobile and he's been a fan his whole life, right? And then you also get somebody that would spend 50,000 Rand on a Batmobile, so because that's all they can afford, or that's what they're selling the car for. So I mean, fan art is fan art, and fan art can be something on a piece of paper. It can be something you can stick on your wall. It can be
Mm.
something you can drive on the street. So why are we limiting that to things that are more affordable then?
Yeah, I think if it was sold as fan art, though, Warner would probably not have a problem with it. But Gotham Garage's kind of model is that they take dilapidated cars and they build them back up again. So I assume he was building it and selling it as a Batmobile replica, like from the Adam Wests or from those kinds of movies. Um, so yeah, I think if it's a fan art piece, as Steven's saying, no problem there. But if you're selling it as, you know, Batman's Batmobile replica, exact replica kind of thing, that's maybe when rights holders might start to go, hey, just be a bit careful.
Yeah.
For monetization as the
Or maybe just bring something that's unique to that Batmobile that's, you know, don't sell it as an exact replica. Bring something a little bit unique to it so that it's not fully
Like a mimic, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Zaid, before I hear from you, because I know that you've got a strong thought on this, and I'm dying to hear it. Chat says over here, as Robbie pointed out, Brian Peter saying, if you think you can make your own version of the Batmobile I think you can make your own version of the Batmobile for fun, but you can't make a Batmobile and sell it as a Batmobile. NA13IL saying, but what if you try to publish your own Batman comic? Afro Spunk adding to that, it's an IP that you can't monetize. Brian adding to that, saying you can say it's a Batmobile replica, it's not an official licensed version with the minimum specs of what makes an official Batmobile. And then NA13IL saying, where's the DeLorean when you need one? So Zaid, Zaid, I wanna hear from you, but I also just need to go turn off the oven.
Okay. Okay. So look, there's a couple.
Things are getting hot in here.
Yeah. So I think that between the discussion all you guys had with that, I think that the answer lies somewhere in between. Like what happens in American law and how South African law are very, very different as well. So you know, it's difficult to say because you see, it could be patent infringement. But then the question is there a patent in there? You know? So for example, if you look at the actual design of a vehicle that you would call a Batmobile, if Warner, for example, had actually patented, say that 3 times fast, that design, then there would be a patent infringement. That's an issue. I think over here, it was more leaning towards the fact that the trademark Batmobile, you know, the registered trademark, the name Batmobile, that was in question. But then there's also another thing that's called brand dilution. So if you have, and I'm just throwing a lot of different things in over here. So the answer, like I said, lies somewhere in the middle. And ultimately, like with any litigation, it just comes down to how much do you want to shut this person down, you know, and how much of money do you want to throw at it, you know? So I think that what Jordan was saying about, you know, the thing with Gotham Garage and these guys over here, because, you know, like basically, if suddenly these guys are putting out a whole lot of these vehicles on custom order, then what that does is it dilutes that trademark as well, you know? Now, let's say, for example, that vehicle crashes, you know, and like 100 people die in it, and then suddenly the newspapers everywhere are like, Batmobile kills hundreds, you know? That's really, really damaging to the brand as well. So I guess like in many, many different ways, what the guys just want to do is if you had a trademark and you got any goodwill in that trademark, you want to sort of like hold on to it. And where you can see that somebody is taking off in a way that, you know, it may have implications for you, then you probably should invest the money in it, which is the difference with fan art. So guys like me and many other people now who are just, you know, like drawing on, we're not saying that, you know, the stuff that we're drawing is official licensed things from Batman. It's a fan rendition of it. They could probably, you know, like sue us for copyright. But I guess like for them, it's just too much of unnecessary effort to do it. But let's say, for example, if I start mass producing now, you know, these prints and stuff over there and putting them next to the original one, then that becomes an issue of counterfeiting, which is something else entirely. So it's a very, very good question, Kuzmaster Cal, and quite frankly, I have no idea what the answer would be. There's too many different variables.
Well,
and the lawyer has arrived.
Well, I'm glad that we are getting into this. So I know that the thing is like, let's settle this, but I guess that there's not really much of a way to settle that. I think there's not enough information surrounding it. And to add to
I think let's go with the court judgment. That case was settled. So let's see how it was settled.
Yeah, how was the case settled, Cal?
It was in 2013.
What was the conclusion they came to in that case?
I think 101.
Out of court settlement.
Out of course element, yeah. Zaji, we're going to add something, but just before you do, Afro Spunk adding to the conversation, it's similar to how Nintendo and Sony PlayStation is always on a suing montage, rather, i.e. PlayStation 5 side plates, Nintendo's Joy-Cons and Melee. I guess, and I think that one of the things to come out of this tonight is what is where is that line between copyright infringements and inspiration even?
Can I offer a solution over here? It's actually funny, when I was doing my articles, I used to work for a firm that specialized in trademarks and stuff. So one piece of advice I probably should not give you, but I will anyway, because it's just a personal opinion, does not represent the views of Comic-Con Africa, Twitch, or any of our affiliates and sponsors, or anyone like that, right? But do your thing, man. Do your thing. If somebody sends you a cease and desist letter, reply and say, "How, bro? Why are you treating me like this?" And they send you another angry letter, stop. Just stop. Come up with
put
something
it to you.
and move on with your life. Move on with your life.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this one up over there. Wrapping up the chat. We have Creep Willows saying it's the same as 3D printing models. NA13IL saying just wait until someone becomes a vigilante and says they are Batman. Oh, controversy awaits. But that actually leads me nicely into the next point over here, and I've realized only now that this is a very Batman-centered evening. But I think that comic fans will be very familiar with this, but not too long ago, DC announced their first black label imprint, and it said that anything could appear in these books. And when they said anything, they really did mean anything. So therefore, the readers shouldn't have been surprised when certain delicate areas of Batman were on display in these comics. So which leads me to ask, is it justified to have delicate areas showing in comic books, given that there is a heads up to the reader?
Yes.
Yes.
The minute you apply a disclaimer, it is no longer their responsibility. You chose to pick it up. You read the disclaimer. You opened it anyways.
I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
On that one, as probably the only person here who's actually got a copy of that, I can tell you that it's not actually there like gratuitously. It's just, like in silhouette.
Tasteful nudes.
It's just in silhouette, So first of all, right. Second of all, if I can just keep my thing over here, right. Comics are for everyone, but also comics are aimed at certain ages. So if you're buying that black imprint, like Robbie says, that there is now specifically stories now that are outside of continuity, and it's one and done. It's that story and that's it, So in that thing over there, in context, pull yourself together.
I just read chat. Sorry, don't read chat.
No, I need to see the chat now. Oh, Brian. Oh, Brian. Right. By the way, Quiz completely unrelated, right?
Yes.
NA13IL. Are we sure it's not NA13L?
So we've had this discussion, and we have been told, not told, but rather we asked, and we got the answer. NA13IL is okay.
Yes.
But like from an announcing point of view, like NA13IL, because I'm worried about Quiz Night, because I heard that Quiz Night's coming back, and I'm worried about it because now you do everything, and so coming up over here next week, ladies and gentlemen, we have NA13IL. I mean,
but you see, you did it right well. You did it fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but that's because Claire is over here, and I'm trying to like be suave and debonair. But now on that day over there, Claire's not going to be over there. Now I'm going to be looking at myself on the screen, and I don't want to be suave and debonair for myself. Shit. But sorry, coming back to the question, I'm with Robbie. I'm with Robbie on this one. Stephen, of course, has a different viewpoint.
Always have a different viewpoint. Yeah. I think it really is. It just boils down to what the purpose of it is. I mean, comics aren't anything. It's all really there for entertainment, right? And entertainment as such, this is such a broad field. Entertainment isn't specifically limited to. I mean, if you look at, I want to use a great example of like My Little Ponies, for example. My Little Ponies was generically advertised and used for kids entertainment, but then you have a huge fandom of bronies. who collect My Little Ponies, for example, right? So if you look at, and then you want to, if you want to compare like a Batman comic that has the silhouette of a of whatever it is, um, it's still another form of entertainment, right?
Mm.
So what is the purpose of you collecting that Harley Quinn comic book that has Harley Quinn in a in underwear? Same situation. Are we is that seen as controversial? Maybe not so, because we've only sexualized something as a woman being sexualized in comic books specifically, but we haven't sexualized. We now making it controversial just because it's a man. But in modern day, we not over sexualized, but we've maybe just overused the over sexualization of women.
Mm. Mm.
That's
That's an interesting
Can
point.
I, sorry, Quizmaster Killer, just to add on to what Steven's saying, do you know that in the 90s, every year Marvel used to bring out the Marvel Swimsuit Edition? So literally you had sketches of all your favorite characters in poorly drawn swimwear. So I'm like, okay, so why was that? So in this thing over here, in the story, in the story, right? I don't understand what the control, what the whole, why it was controversial, because it's like in the story, Batman is like, you know what, like I'm still, you know, like he's stripped down from the costume and he's standing over there and contemplating something. And just the way they drew it, you know, it was what I imagine people would imagine Batman would be like anatomically, you know? That's all it was. There was no sexual anything attached to it, you know? So I just think people were just getting upset about the thing. And Google those swimsuit editions I'm telling you about. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing.
I just want to catch up with chat real quick. We need to go back a little bit. So let's go to Kellen Joshua saying, guys, complete the sentence. Wrong answers only. I am blank. I am the blank. I am blank.
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only.
I am Zaid. I am the hunger. I am hungry.
So Ken and Joshua, you're gonna have to just fill us in on that one. NA13IL saying, I'm open to other suggestions on how to pronounce NA13IL's name. Zaid, that's on you. Nathaniel. How do you get Nathaniel from NA13IL?
Dyslexia.
Sakuri R32231 saying, mentioning back to Brian, it's Batman Damned #1, but they reprinted it and removed it. You won't find it easily. Is your copy over there, Zaid, an original print?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Worth $55 and tracking, guys.
Hey.
$55 and tracking.
Nice.
Sure.
It's actually Zaid's fan art.
And then wrapping up the evening, Afro, or not the evening quite yet, but Afro Spung saying, but writers need to know the difference between diversity and tokenism, which I think is that's a really interesting point. That's actually very boldly said. Well done. Okay, I think that, are you guys out debated, or have you got one more in you? Do you want to talk online con? Which one?
Online con. You're Twitch-a-thon master.
Yeah. Are we debating the online con?
No. So we're just going to talk about the online con, what we got up to, kind of like behind the scenes vibes, you know. So you see, me Twitch-a-thon, Sue Twitch-a-thon. So you guys want to do one more debate? You guys want to? We've only got 20 minutes left for tonight, but
up to you.
I think let's dig into online con. What any immediate highlights from online con that weren't necessarily that the fans would have seen or something like that? Maybe what we got up to, because one thing that I really want to do, because if I was sitting on the other side of the online con, I would have loved to know what the setup was. Like where everybody was sitting and what that looked like. So I'll get to that in a little bit. Creepwilla asking, any news on quiz nights? Lol. So badly want to say something. I don't know. Can I say something yet?
No.
I think you can say something. If they went to go look at our YouTube channel, it's up there. I mean, it's not. We're all excited for it, Carl. I know you're excited yourself.
I can't wait.
Calvin's already been working on all the questions. We got some prizes. We're getting all the hype is there. So I think I mean the quiz nights are not a secret.
Yeah.
Everybody, we put out a post saying that it's coming back in Feb. So I mean the hype is real. I mean we're all excited, charging our phones already to answer those questions, man. So
Yeah. And I
quiz
see.
night.
I think that this is some good confirmation. Kazmaz in the chat, who is of course Carter from the team, saying next week, you guys, quiz nights are coming back next week. I've been dying to say this in September. Quiz nights are coming back next week, and we're doing a best of season 1 first. You can go set a reminder on your phone right now if you head on over to our YouTube. Super keen, go check it out. I can't wait. So there we go. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think Claire's
Willows.
dropped the link in the chat as well, so you can set up the notification as well.
I have.
Yeah, share it with your friends.
No.
And,
I've set the link for the behind the scenes of the con, of the online
Oh, is
cons.
it? Oh wow, I thought that was the
Yeah. That was
that
behind
was
the
the
scenes
quiz
video,
link.
you know?
So the quiz link is
No.
up on our YouTube page, so you can go and go check it out, find out what it's all about, and obviously set reminders already.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, Creep Willows, that is like, I'm actually like, it's like this is such a weight off of my shoulders. I've been dying to say like 11 February, like for the longest time now. So thank you so much. Okay, but let's chat online con. Let's get cracking. Okay, so firstly, the link. I don't think that you can post links in the chat. I think that's a us thing. We need to fix that.
Oh.
But Claire, maybe because you're a moderator, you can post the link in the chat if you wouldn't mind. Thank you so much.
I'll
Okay,
find it.
so
Yeah.
I think for online con, immediate great memories. Let's go. Wow, don't all speak at once.
Tough crowd.
Yeah. Everyone, the whole.
I think I'll answer
the
first.
panel.
I'll answer
Yeah.
first.
Because look, I won't lie. Why I didn't want to answer is because like I had so many and it would take forever. So I should probably go last.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first and say that my highlight is and has always been being stuck in a room with Zaid.
Oh yes.
Learning from the master himself, man. I think we always have a great time, and I have had
That was a blast.
since we started, man. We've always been having a blast since 2018.
OG, OMG, yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing. So wait, can we talk about the fails? Like, can we talk about the fails as well, or is it just like pumping up stuff over here? Like what is it?
Okay.
Where's that behind the scene thing? Where's that behind the scenes?
That's the first link that Clay posted in the chat. But before we chat about fails, I just wanna my most memorable moment from online con was the first time that we went there to go check out the venue, and they were like, okay, so here's the offices, and Carter was like, we'll just take over everything. And then we went down to the main stage and we walked in, and there is like this massive screen, and it's just like, I don't even, Robbie, how big was that screen? Like, honestly, like, you were there as well, like 6 meters wide?
It's like just the sheer scale of everything. Yeah, it's about six. It's more. Yeah, it's 6x4.
Yes, see,
6x4.
So it's like the thing that if you watching the online con, you would have seen Zaid in front of the screen over there. That screen was literally like 6 meters long by 4 meters high. And let me tell you, if we were on, like if you were to watch a movie or something like that, it was like 4K, crystal clear, and it was just like, oh man, that is awesome. That was like the first thing where I was like, this is so exciting. NA13IL saying, did you guys play any games on that screen? Unfortunately not. It was a little
Great question.
Yeah. we
wish we did
that
though.
would have been amazing. Robbie?
Yeah.
I know it sounds bad, but all I remember is all the panic attacks I had. every single stream fail, everything just
I remember Zaid shouting Robbie once.
Oh yeah.
Zaid was like, Robbie, settle, calm down and think, relax. That was one of the maybe that's not that deep, that's part of your forgotten that we just blocked out there, Robbie, but definitely entertaining from behind us.
Shame, man. Like you know the thing of it was, I think the hardest part, or the most interesting part was that you're at this professional studio and you're there with Comic-Con Africa, you know, like you're representing an international brand, and you're a guy from like, you know, down the road, you know, you're there with the brass now, you know, to talk about brass things. And this high-tech equipment and stuff, they just assume you know how it works. And you gotta act as though, like, you know, like, yeah, no, it's fine. Like a guy, like the first time when they mic'd me up, like, I mean, this dude like had to put the mic over here behind my pants. I'm like, hey, hey, Baba, what's happening here? You know what I mean? But it's like, but you got to be cool. You got to be cool.
Yeah.
So that thing over there, right? So like shame, poor Robbie, because you see, there was the main stage, and then there were like different stages. So Steven had Instagram, we had Facebook, and I mean, Claire, you were in that recording studio downstairs. Jordan, you were all over the show, but then you were up over there on the other side of the Twitch stream. Calvin, you were stuck with the Twitch streams a lot, right?
Yeah, I was doing
everyone
all
was-
Twitch.
So now what happens is like you know, you have limited resources and everything is live. You know, everything is live. So when something goes wrong and you're not sure what to do, the thing with Robbie was the stream cut halfway through because we didn't know that YouTube has a thing or Facebook has a thing where after a certain period of time your live video cuts. But everything is linked into one system. So in that moment, you know, like the thing about Robbie is that he knows about stuff that you don't even know exists. So when you are like, no, just press that button, he's like, no, but if you press that, it's going to do this. And you're like, we connected to that? Why? You know? So it's like, you know, like,
you have to be sane because you have to be.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, but go live. And you know, the shit, it was with Jason David Frank, right? Now, I'm a huge ass Power Ranger fan, right? Wait, I'll show you, right, how big a fan I am. You know, like, I mean, so I'm a major Jason David Frank fan. And like now, I'm pretending to be like suave and professional and all of that stuff. And the stream fucks, I mean, the stream buggers out, you know? And like he's like, hi guys, can you hear me? Is it me? And we're like, no, Jason David Frank is gonna think that we don't know what to do. No, what are you doing? Robbie, calm down. I'm like, he's calm. I'm freaking. But he's like, I am calm. I'm like, no, you're not. You're freaking. So, that was the scene. But
classic
like,
moment.
I also
got it fixed.
You got it fixed.
Definitely did.
And he fixed it. And, you know,
And
Jason,
he fixed it without even thinking, man. Robbie just got it sorted. It was just what was happening behind the scenes. It was like, what the heck is going on?
And the funny thing
think
was
that my process is short-circuited for a second. Let's just call it that.
the best part about it though was that Jason David Frank thought that it was his fault, and we let him. Even after that, he apologized. Took a selfie with us. But the best part was when Robbie. Now, I often get made fun of now for fangirling a lot, right? But when Butch Hartman was doing his thing, you know, and then Robbie was like, oh yeah, no, you know, I grew up with this thing. That was it for me. And then when Steven's wife came to visit us, right? Now there's a couple of stories over here. When Steven's wife came to visit us, now that's the time when we're like, where's Steve? No, Steven now he's in charm mode now. We're like, hey, stop pretending. We all know that you're a faulty. Why are you pretending now because your wife is over here? You know? And I'm pretty sure that day when my lunchbox went missing, it was because Steven took it. You know? That was that. Then Calvin, that remember that night when we were doing that that drawing thing with Pat, and then
yes.
And it was just we didn't know how to get out and stuff. Guys, you know.
Oh yeah, because I was doing a fan meet with Johnny Young Bosch, and I just just to give you guys credit, I'm the anime buff of this team, about the only one. And I'm a huge fan of Bleach and Johnny Young Bosch, who's the VA for the main character Ichigo Kurosaki. So my manager Renee is an absolute legend, and her and Carla decided to get me a fan meet with him. So I'm there sitting, waiting for the fan meet to go on Epic Photos. They're loading the screen. They called me. They say, okay, just hold on. Johnny's loading in. I was like, okay, cool. I look to my side through the glass doors, and all I see is Zayd and Calvin running back and forth between Twitch and Facebook Studio. And I look at Zayd, and I'm just like, and he's like, don't worry. He's just running back and forth. Like, I'm seeing this whole panic happen, and I'm just sitting here waiting to talk to someone. And I'm like, should I be here, or should I go there and find out what's wrong and help? So they helped and sorted it out. I don't even know what happened. What was actually the issue?
You know what, Robbie? I think that there were like a billion things happening all at once. That when it was like, we need you to solve this, or we need your help over here, you were just like, okay, cool, and then you did it, and then you went back and you did another thing, and then like there was another thing and another thing. But one of the things that I actually think that this is on camera, and it hurts because I promise I'm a nice person. But we were sharing the room with KidsCon as well. And Chris was busy gaming, and when Devin and Etienne, Recoil and Halberd, my casters, went on, like I needed quiet in the room so that they could do their own thing. And shame, Chris got like a little bit carried away. He was playing VR and like Beat Saber and whatever. There's videographic evidence of me turning around to Chris, the sweetest kid ever, being like, "That's enough now, buddy. I've got to do work." And like, I feel terrible. I just needed to get that off my chest. Like, Chris is a great kid, and we got on really, really well afterwards. But that would be my fail.
So you say, Carl.
So I say, but I was like, I'm sorry.
we gotta ask Chris if you guys get along well.
Yeah. He said hi to me again afterwards, and I think that like that counts. Right?
You know, Stockholm syndrome is a thing, right?
Who's the bigger person in this situation, clearly?
Yeah, we started a band. Claire's ignoring me.
Me? Oh yeah, we started a band. Oh god, we started a band. Yeah. We should be duetting right now, Zaid. We should be duetting about the band.
I don't know if I could, because then I would have to tell them about how you are
my fire,
the one.
And that's where Clay stops.
And that's where my internet cuts. No.
Clay's a DJ, not a vocalist.
Steven, don't even start on your vocals.
I think let's just, before we carry on, chat, any how did you guys experience the con? Did you have any, I don't know, spills on your table while you were watching, popcorn mistakes, any of the above? Let us know in the chat. Anybody else got
how
some
hard
cool
was
stories?
the jumping between Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Insta?
Yeah. How did you manage that? Any other really cool stories? Any other behind the scenes stuff?
Sorry, Quizmaster Cal, can I ask a question? It's not really a question, but
Yeah.
something coming from Creepulo, right? Robbie, Creepulo over here says that it must be funny to see Zaid angry, right? What is angry Zaid like? Like having been probably the only person in the whole world, right, who's experienced what?
So angry Zaid is ironically calming and supportive, if that makes any sense.
Dad
So
mode.
Zaid,
You went into dad mode. That's what you went into.
yes, that is beautiful. It's dad mode. Zaid's angry is dad mode. He's
awesome.
telling you to calm down and to stop doing something, but he's still doing it in the nicest way possible.
Zaid is technically old enough to be Robbie's dad anyway, so you automatically shifted into that.
How old do you think I am? Let's just say, how old do you think I am?
Oh man, I feel
Seriously,
so
come
I
on,
apologize for Steven.
come on.
Kick yourself, man. He's like ruining all his friendships here, and they're like vocals, dad, man. I don't know, Steven.
I'm feeling self-conscious now about my receding 5 You know, like, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. No, it's you know what, like, but the thing is, I have a very bad temper, so I'm conscious. When I am upset, I become hyper conscious of the fact that I am upset. So, like, even if I'm upset, you don't really know that I'm upset, because I'm like, okay, listen, it's gonna be okay. It's the most frustrating thing. It is the most frustrating thing. Like, I never win fights. But you know what, guys? If I can say that, Jordan is sitting very, very quietly over there.
Yeah.
Because
The actual dad in the room is sitting very quietly.
My kid's making noise.
Because his dad is
flashing
being
around.
a dad.
He's dad.
The reality of dad
When the
mode.
stream is over, face.
No, but you know what I want to say is that I think, Claire, we must do it, man. Like, we did a short video of all the behind the scenes stuff. There's another long form video. There's like so much of footage. So if you guys do want to see that, like, please tell Quizmaster Cal, and then we can get that out and just like bundle it all together, because what people don't understand, and I want to say this, I want this message to go. I don't think people out there realize how small the Comic Con Africa team really is. Like it's like literally like a handful of people, and like for me as a fan, the outside, inside out, just living la vida loca with the guys. It's see what I did there. It's really like it's really mind blowing to like experience that kind of thing. Like how these guys do this thing. And going into that studio, trying to pull off this con, and it was just like so many things worked against us. Because you must remember we're in unfamiliar territory. It was the first weekend that lockdown was lifted. It was a long weekend, so a lot of people were like out and about, and like still now to create a show with the technical difficulties and the bridging and all of the stuff that had to happen, time zone differences and all of that stuff. Like it's just a life-changing experience. And like I want to say, I don't say this often enough, but you guys, the Comic Con Africa team, like honestly, man, like like much love, like seriously, much love. Like what you guys do, it's that's some next level stuff right there. It really is. It really is.
Thank you, Zaid.
Love you too, Zaid.
Thanks, Zaid.
I just wanna chat quickly. Next Blitz saying con was dope. Suki R231 saying nothing interesting, just ran out of data halfway through, which sucked.
Oof.
Yoko Breeze saying I'm biased, but I enjoyed the sketch battles. Hope Steven gives me more love next time. NA13IL saying the CCA team secretly has superpowers. Creep Willow saying most definitely. Thank you all so much. And Next Blitz, I keep messing it up, I'm so sorry. Y'all did an excellent or an epic job. Thank you all so much. And I think that it would have been really, really awkward if we planned all these streams and fans weren't there to watch it. That would have been super embarrassing on our side. So thank you so much for being there for the con. It was awesome.
Is the footage still up? Can they still go and check it out?
Yeah, they can head on over to YouTube.
Yeah.
There's interviews over there. You can actually, if I'm not wrong, you can watch the whole day through again on main stage. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we've also broken up Twitch, Facebook, YouTube into pieces. So if there's something specific you want to go watch, by all means.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
But I think having said that, we are going
Sorry,
to...
Chris Master, last one.
Yes.
Can I tell an embarrassing story about Steven?
Hell yes, go for it.
I guess, yeah.
So, Steven, why don't you tell everyone over here about what Patrick wanted to do to you, right? For the Bret Hart segment, and what you did after that to get away from it. Just why don't you tell everyone of it quickly before we go off? You're on mute.
There was no way that you were gonna put me to a sharpshooter live on TV. That was absolutely not gonna happen.
Why
So
not,
I
though?
made sure that it did not happen because I did not want to look like a fool with a broken neck live on stage.
So context, right? So context. Patrick and I are the South African wing of the Heart Foundation here in Africa. And in the build-up to that, we said that we wanted to show Bret the Hitman Hart that we know what we're doing. So we said that we need our local Shawn Michaels, right, Steve, to be, put into that lock. And we had it all planned out and everything. And the whole weekend, Steven was like, yeah, sure, guys. And so Pat was practicing. Pat was watching videos like, how are you going to do it? And this and that. And come the day, we're about to go live, right? Where's Steven? Steven is nowhere to be found. Like, we're like, where is this guy? You know what I mean? So, like, okay, like, if you had told us, no, guys, I'm not going to do it, that would have been a different story. But, like, you led us to believe.
It was always you were just going to force and force.
You would have, pushed and pushed, man.
So I just led you to believe that it was going to happen.
But that was awesome because like after I was like, you Bret the Hitman Hart, and we want to be the South African wing of the Heart Foundation down in Africa. I had to do all of those, and like I think he was like, is this guy like finger tutting or is he siding? Is this ASL? What is it? But I wanted to be like like animated, and then like Pat was like, no, too fast. After he was like, no, too fast because like it was supposed to be the South African wing of the Heart Foundation here in South Africa, but it was actually like this little light, jazz hands, But at the end of it, when he finally understood what I was trying to say, because apparently I have a very strong Indian accent, which I can't hear, right? But apparently it's there. And then he was like, yeah, sure. So Pat and I can do that. So Steve, you won't know where, you won't know when, but the South African wing of the Heart Foundation down in Africa is going to take you all the way down to Chinatown. And while you're there, we'll plait your hair and wed you with your underwear. I made that up right now. I did not plan this. It just happened. I'm done. Quizmaster Cal.
And that's
So
the end of the
amazing.
Twitch-a-thon night 1,
Yes,
Calvin. What do you say?
Yes, it
And I'd
is.
say
I
we
think
settled this.
I think that we've settled this. Let's put a pin in argumenting for, or argumenting. For arguing, rather. Let's put a pin in arguing.
Discussing, friendly debating.
Friendly debating. Let's put a pin in that for tonight. But if you have seen one Twitch-a-thon, you know that it doesn't stop over here, because it would be, again, really awkward if we were like, it's a Twitch-a-thon, and then we came on air for one night. That's not how it works. You're going to meet more people. You're going to get more entertainment, and we're going to try out some crazy new games. So tomorrow I am testing the team and seeing how good that they can guess Google Trends. So I'm going to give them all a word like bug, and then they have to say either bites or bed, anything that could be searched with it. We'll pop that into Google Trends, and then that will turn it into points, and the person with the most points wins. So don't miss out on that one tomorrow. It's a new game that we're trying. I think it's going to be awesome. On top of that, on Wednesday night, we're playing Jackbox again, and then on Thursday night, it is Return of the Murder Mystery, and this one is set in a cyberpunk-esque future. So, Claire, I think that...
We're saying 2077.
Something like that, yeah, something
Just
like
go
that. Claire, I think, could you please tell chat the name of the city that it takes place in and the reference that makes to?
Metrocity.
I love it. I love it. Of course. Where's that from? Where's it from?
You're not a super villain. You're just a villain. What's the difference? Presentation.
So yes, our murder mystery will take place in a cyberpunk-esque metrocity, and I think JMat1408 just joining in now saying I need to separate reminders for all these because YouTube can be delayed. Oh no, well, you know, just pop, if you follow us on Twitch, you'll get the notifications as soon as we go live. N813IL saying it was the Cyber Butler. Haley
With
McKay,
the candlestick.
yeah, grabbing some popcorn. But yeah, are you guys ready to call it a night over there?
I'll be allowed to say
Man,
no.
we're ready. Excited for tomorrow.
Yes, ready.
Awesome. Well then, I'm so sorry. I've got to... Yeah.
No, you carry on. You carry on. I'm giving you background music. You carry on.
I think my kettle's going, so you sing us out,
Oh, no.
Zaid. I think that's it from me tonight. I'll check you guys tomorrow, Zaid. Sing us out. Sing us out.
Oh god.
Pois